I debated heavily on if I was even going to make this video or not, but I decided, fuck it, I'll go ahead and make the video. But I'm going to answer a question I've gotten commonly over the last year, because a long time ago, like a year ago, I posted an Andrew Tate clip, and I basically said him calling himself the top G is a dead giveaway that he's controlled opposition. And for those of y'all that want a further breakdown, a further explanation, stick around for a video I'm going to upload later on in the week where I directly talk about certain things. But you're still not going to get free lunch. So I'm going to talk about these things, but you're still not going to get free lunch. But essentially, I declined making a video about Andrew Tate specifically because it's so obvious what he is that I don't think I need to point it out. But something that I have not seen anybody on YouTube directly talk about that I want to talk about here is that Andrew Tate, he recently got released from jail, but I don't think people understand exactly what is happening, okay? Andrew Tate did not go to jail because he's fighting the Matrix. He's a part of the Matrix. One guy yesterday directly asked me if he's controlled opposition, why was he arrested? You guys got to understand what is currently going on. Okay, during the Han Dynasty, you had a guy named Guan Yu. Okay, Guan Yu was just a regular person. I mean, yeah, he was tall. Like, he was tall, not just for Chinese standards. He was like actually tall. They said he stood at like 6'7", around 200 CE, which being 6'7" back then, you were a giant among giants. That would be the equivalent of being like 8 foot tall right now. And Guan Yu, he didn't really do anything impressive when he was alive. I mean, he was a general for Shu Han. Okay, he went on a few campaigns and then he died in his 50s. So he didn't really do anything that much while he was alive. But while he was alive and after he was killed, there was a cult circulating around him. In the shadows, people were making a religion out of Guan Yu, even though Guan Yu was just a man. But he was so tall, and allegedly he had such a long, majestic beard that people worshipped him like a god. And then shortly after he died, he became a literal god in Taoism. Okay, in China, hell, even in America, there's fucking people, Chinese people got golden statues in their shops and in their houses and in their backyards of Guan Yu, and there's temples dedicated to him. You know what I'm saying? So after his death, a religion wasn't made out of him specifically, but he was incorporated into Taoism to the point where he's worshipped as a literal god. Interestingly enough, there is a real life person named Mark Calloway. He plays the Undertaker character. And if you look at a picture of Undertaker and put it up side by side with a picture of Guan Yu, they actually look very similar. But we ain't going to get into that. Why did I bring that up? Because that's what's happening with Andrew Tate. If Andrew Tate gets sentenced to a long incarceration in prison, 10, 20, 30 years, or if he dies or is killed, he is going to be worshipped like a god. He's already worshipped like a god right now, but if he dies right now or sometime soon, or if he gets sent to prison for a long, long time, he's going to get worshipped like a god. He's going to reach god status. See, every popular idol, when you're the #1 idol, you have a time limit, right? If you die within that time limit, or if something major happens to you within that time limit, you basically reach godhood. Now, I know it sounds ridiculous, right? Oh, but Chris, I thought human beings only worshipped literal gods. No. Human beings worship anything, man. They worship dogs, they worship gold, they worship other human beings. See, everybody knows the truth deep down inside. but almost nobody wants to say the truth out loud because it's hard to accept reality. So what happens is when another guy comes out and he says some of the things that everybody already knows, but they're too afraid to say it out loud themselves, this guy will instantly gain popularity, right? As long as he doesn't cross the line. See, sheeple, they like hearing some of the truth that nobody says out loud, but they don't want all of the truth that nobody talks about said out loud. So what truths did Andrew Tate come out and say? If you're a weak man, women will take advantage of you. No shit. If you're a weak man, men will take advantage of you. Everybody will take advantage of you. It's something so simple that everybody knows, but nobody wants to say it out loud because, oh my God, misogyny. But he didn't cross the line, right? He didn't cross the line and say the full truth that a homeless bum that knows what he's doing around women will fuck your girlfriend, will fuck your wife if you're a rich millionaire with looks, money, and status, but no game. Ask me how I mean, I've never been homeless, but ask me how I know. You feel me? So he says enough of the truth to get the masses to worship him, but he doesn't cross the line and say the ultimate truth. And at the level he's at right now, he was getting Google searched more than the Kardashians. I think there was like 2 billion searches of him per day. So he is the most infamous figure in the world right now. And if he dies right now, somebody made a video about him, and in 30 minutes it got 1 million views. So if he dies right now, or if he goes to prison right now, he will be worshipped as a god. They didn't build up the Andrew Tate mystique, the Andrew Tate character, because he's going against the Matrix. He didn't go to jail because he's going against the Matrix. He went to jail because they're building up the Andrew Tate religion. And it's not, obviously it's not going to be called the Andrew Tate religion. It's going to be called something else. But the system itself, the Matrix itself, is building Andrew Tate up to God status. When he dies, if he dies right now, he's going to be worshipped as a god, right? Now, if he lives long enough, a lot of his aura and his mystique is going to wear off, so it's all about timing. Now, I'm not saying he is going to die. I'm not saying he is going to go to prison. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. But nobody else on YouTube is saying the obvious, so I gotta say the obvious, okay? Andrew Tate knows what his role, and you have to understand what is happening, right? All of these ideologies is getting pushed to the moon, right? All the popular YouTubers, oh my God, if you put red pill in the title, you get demonetized. Oh my God, YouTube is censoring us. No, they're not. These guys have already made so much money. It doesn't matter if 1 or 2 red pill videos get demonetized. Because to be quite frank, if you put a video encouraging the red pill or talking about any of these ideologies or talking about Andrew Tate in a positive manner, you're going to get a lot of views. But if you make videos negatively talking about these ideologies, negatively talking about Andrew Tate, the algorithm is not going to push your shit in the video. So the Matrix doesn't want to, the Matrix is not against Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is with the Matrix. And if you observe what he says, if you observe what he does, it's perfectly obvious that he's a part of them. And it should come no surprise to people. Because everybody knows the truth deep down inside. The people that have the knowledge do one of 3 things. They either do their own thing and continue to live life as a normal person, and they only tell what they know to their closest friends and family, and they kind of blend in with the sheep, and nobody really knows what they know or what they are. Or they try to go against, the Matrix, and, at some point you never hear from them ever again. Or the third and most obvious thing that people that have the knowledge do, they go inside with the matrix and do what they gotta do to get famous and rich, etc. And Andrew Tate, again, if he dies right now, he will start to get worshipped as a god. Now, I know that's going to piss a lot of people off what I just said, but you guys have got to understand the play, the game, what is being done to society. These ideologies have destroyed society, and it's only going to get worse. You got men that are fucking wussified, too afraid to do anything because now they're walking on eggshells thinking if they do just one little tiny thing wrong, they're going to go to jail or they're going to whatever, something's going to happen to them. And like the women are miserable because they basically have to be the men now because the men now are wusses and women don't want to date wusses. So society has become destroyed and it's only going to get worse. And these ideologies are very important for the game. So they're going to put people at the top of these ideologies that can get as many people to follow this shit as possible. And Andrew Tate, he was the ultimate puppet for the puppeteers to push this movement. Because Andrew Tate was a guy, martial artist, millionaire, naturally charismatic. You can tell he's always been good with women, right? Even before he got famous, you can tell that he knows how to get chicks, right? So what better guy to put at the top of this bullshit than a guy like that? Because you already know he's going to get millions upon millions of billions of people to follow this shit. And the people that don't follow this shit, they're going to be on the other side, you know, helping the chaos, so to speak. So I got a video coming up later on in the week where I specifically talk about, you know, some less obvious things. But the whole Andrew Tate thing is blatantly fucking obvious. They built him up to be worshipped as a god later on. He is working for the Matrix. He's a walking example of why you should never listen to what somebody says and you should read their actions. He says he's against the Matrix. But the Matrix got him more popular than ever. And after he dies, the Matrix will make sure he's worshipped like a god. Okay? He says that he was fucking taking advantage of women. Then when he gets arrested for it, oh, it was just a joke, guys. So, guys, see the truth with your own eyes. You don't need to follow an ideology. You don't need to follow a pill. You don't need to follow a religion. Go straight to the source. Get the knowledge for yourself and see it with your own eyes. I'll catch you guys in the next video and absorb and soak this up because the Andrew Tate shit is so obvious. I really don't even like talking about it. This will probably be the only video I make talking about it. Those that get it, get it. Those that don't probably never will. Peace.